before I do anything, I'm just gonna check something before I um talk to you guys on live. I know what this live is supposed to be about, but I'm just gonna check something. Give me a sec. So far, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about scene creation and stuff. No, there's nothing yet. So the basis of creating a scene is, well, talking about the actual scene and what's actually happening in the scene. So let's visualize a scene. For example, I'm gonna put something in the chat. Actually, let's just talk about it. Let's say we want to create a scene about an airport, right? An airport scene promoting airports and all that sort of stuff. Now, there's a lot of things that might be possible and might not be possible. Well, this might be possible. Imagine, first scene is you see a drone camera flying. We just see all the whole airport. We're just flying over, and then we see all these parcel vans, right? And they're all just racing on the tarmac, like racing. They're racing, right? And then a couple minutes later, all this confetti comes out of the back of the car, the vans, right? And it's dramatic, highly over dramatic music starts playing, and we have a close up of the driver. The driver's driving the vans, right? And then we suddenly see a close up of a parcel. Now, parcels are very important. I'm actually expecting a parcel today, which is the reason why I am bringing this up. Anyway, can you just stop for a minute and imagine that right now. Visualize and imagine that in your head, right? Now, imagine also that is all these this plane landing behind, right? And it's like, uh-oh, here comes the plane, but it's the van's split, and then we see that this plane is just flying, and we sort of a drone that's sort of filming this from a different direction, of course, and then we sort of like have some really pause. The music just slowly gets dramatic, like here comes the plane is now landing. It's landing, and we have a slow-mo of the plane. We have the driver who's actually the pilot of the plane is actually smiling, and you can see he's wearing this prince outfit. And he's just, oh my goodness, and then he's like holding onto a hamburger and he's eating the hamburger, and it's like, oh dear. And he's like, oh, I'm just casual. I just happened to pick up some takeaway on the way. I mean, I stopped at a I know pilots don't normally do this, but you landed at an airport and then you went and got McDonald's and then you left. And just imagine the whole idea of this situation that he's in is he's trying to deliver all these parcels to this food place, right? But it ended up being like, uh-oh, he accidentally got the wrong plane, and now all these people that are in the plane are practically enjoying all this food, free takeaway meal. And you can just imagine, like, uh-oh, and everyone's just like, oh, that was too much food. And then then all the plane lands, and then it's like this dramatic music, this dramatic high edge music. You're like, oh, and it's landed, and then we see someone's filming from the bottom of the ground. The plane just lands, and they just the plane lands, and everyone just jumps out of the plane like, what just happened? Did we just get a free takeaway?" Of course, yes, that happens. That can that now imagine if this actually happened in real life. That would be like highly unusual, and I don't know. I think there is food generally on planes already that they've already got the plane filled with snacks and food, so it does actually relate. But all because a simple pilot was being sneaky, landed. Everyone thought they were getting off the plane, right? They were just landing, right? But they didn't land. They landed and the plane took off again. They didn't even have time to get off the plane. I mean, of course, because the plane because they thought it was they obviously someone got the idea of just going into going to. I mean, my words are getting mixed up, but highly obvious. Imagine if there was a takeaway place where you had planes, like literal pilots, driving the planes and landing, and then you just on the intercom they said, "What would you like to order?" Such an insert pilot's name, of course. That would be a very interesting thing. I mean, technically, planes are transport sort of things. So I guess that's something to think about. I mean, I can just imagine that. I mean, I know cars line up at takeaway places or food places and stuff, but can you just imagine a 747 or even a jumbo jet um parking and they're ordering food. The pilot is literally ordering the food. And he'd be like, um, in the front, like, hey, anyone want to order food while we're here? Okay, can you imagine that? There's about like probably about 50 people in the plane, and be like, oh, we're all gonna stop at this awesome plane takeaway place, food takeaway place, and we're gonna order food. You can just imagine that. Imagine that actually happening. That would be very that is I don't know, that is just highly unusual, and of course, I'm just thinking about that. I mean, then when they get off the then they when they start taking off, they're like, "Oh, no. I think we have to eat the food and then we take off." Like, I can just imagine a room, some classical music where everyone just all the food just explodes. But that is not the best picture. But that is why when ordering food, it's best that you either sit at the takeaway place, you don't sit and you make sure you eat your food at the airport and practically, it'd be a funny thing if that actually if any all of this happened. Now, this is an example of scene creation. You have to think about the funny side of things, the actual realistic things that happen. Planes have they store food on their plane, and sometimes food food can be a little bit awkward there. It really depends on the food on the plane, and also some seats can be awkward too. And that's the end of that one. Now let's make another scene. Let's say where on an island on a maybe not an island, but you're sort of on a floating island, and you kind of the only thing that's available is practically almonds. So what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You got a whole bunch of almonds. What do you do? And you got the machine that makes almond milk, right? And you're the only one on the island. So you have a choice. You either eat all the almonds day by day, or you turn half of it into almond milk. What's the thoughts on that? I think I think or or you use all the almond nuts and make a raft. You're certainly going nutty. And that's the end of that. Thank you for watching.